Randell Clifford means today is December 31st, 2024. Just got off the phone with my soon-to-be ex-wife eventually. She divorces me, but she tells me today that, oh, you were verbally abusive sometimes. And I find that interesting. She says to me, I said, if I suppress my anger for the racism and hatred your family did towards me, your mother, Maylee, and your half-brother, Joseph Mann, Maylee, that doesn't live in the state, actually did to me for a 3-year period. Not to mention that Joseph didn't come to the wedding. Her half-sister didn't come to the wedding. Her full brother didn't come to the wedding. The mother came to the wedding, though. And she excludes me from barely seeing the kids, but she wants me to see them when she wants to go on dates now and have her freedom with 3 kids in an apartment. But she tells me today that you were verbally abusive. And I suppressed the racism, the hatred. They almost got me attempted fleeing and eluding charge, felony for a welfare check at my house when my kid wasn't even born yet. It was a lot of stuff through those years. It was interesting. And she never did anything about it. It was like, oh, well, I can't, her response was, she can't control what her family does. And they have a history of their own with their own family members. And that's another story for another day. But I found the whole thing interesting today, that she wants my children to spend time with them now. They're 2 and 4. And the irony of it, none of them came to the hospital when either one of my children were born. None of them. She says to me they weren't invited. I said, okay, so why'd your mother come to the wedding in Ann Arbor at Zion Lutheran Church? She says to me, well, she didn't say anything. She said she didn't have a response. So I said, your mother, your half-sister, your half-brother Joseph, and your full brother Michael did not come to the hospital when they were born. But now they're all hunky-dory, but she doesn't want me around the children when I'm paying, money for daycare. I'm paying for gifts, all this stuff I was doing even when we were together, cooked, cleaned. And I'm the bad guy. While Joseph's father who left him when he was young, the first time I meet this guy is at a Christmas dinner. And he's saying, he flips out after being drunk and says his daddy abandoned him. Now, he has an adopted child down in Indiana when he has multiple gun charges for illegal guns. He doesn't have a GED. On top of that, multiple times arrested for his illegal guns in Indiana and the state of Michigan. But he wants to teach a 12-year-old boy, Stavon, how to shoot guns at 12 years old at action-packed gun shop on 8 Mile and Beach Daily when I protested against it. And then we had to have the kid in therapy for 4 years after that. And now about to be a senior in high school and got his own issues now with other things pertaining to that. But then also Joseph Mann's father did some things before he left that family situation to Christa when she was young. But she suppresses that, but I'm the abusive one, verbal abusive one. That's my 2 cents because, it's sad. I couldn't even see my kids for Thanksgiving, for Christmas. But she can drive down to Indiana to take my kids to this guy that has a protective order against me when I made 3 separate police reports against him in Canton, Michigan. And they just say, oh, well, you're a minority and he's Caucasian, so hey, we're not doing anything. But when he calls for a welfare check, when he doesn't even live up here, they're right at the door. This is America. It's been going on for the last 5 years. This is nothing new, whether, we have a new administration or not. It doesn't matter. This is the reality. I have a degree from Catholic Central, Detroit Catholic Central. I have a degree from Howard University in Washington, D.C. I have certification through the NCBFAA, Shippers Association in Bethesda, Maryland, as a customer release air analyst. I have HILO certification through Detroit Training Center. Clearances through the EPA. I have TSA ASCENT Global Logistics certification as an air traffic coordinator. I have certification as Lions Technology to ship hazmat material through air as well as through ground DOT. So IATA and DOT. But a person without a GED, lives in Indiana, has multiple gun charges for illegal guns, no GED, and has nothing to do with any situation, dictates to the Canton Police Department what can be done with my children. And the mother, she just says, hey, you know what? It's the color of their skin. That's what she says to me. She's Caucasian, and she just says, hey, you know what? Randell is what... Take consequences for your own actions. That's what she says to me all the time. What actions? Being a good father? Being a good husband about 90% of the time? Through the time period? But, hey, you know, never doing anything bad when bad things were happening. Never being retaliatory. But this is my New Year's Eve 2024. A blessed day.